Welcome, everyone, to this week's session of Ætherealms, brought to you by Geek Unleashed. Before we get rolling into tonight's session, we're going to do our shout outs to our sponsors. I'll start with Duke.
Have your dice been misbehaving? Do they spend more time in jail lately than rolling good numbers for you? Well, maybe it's time to replace them. So at metallicdicegames.com, we'll give you 20% off your entire order by using promo code GeekNation on some brand new dice for you. So again, that's metallicdicegames.com, promo code GeekNation. Kelly. That's all. That's the ad.
Geek grind coffee. Every sip, I am so satisfied knowing that I'm getting 20% off with the Geek Nation promo code and that I am supporting 600 Colombian women farmers. And the blends, so fantastic.
Tell us how fantastic they are, Kelly.
Now tell us slowly.
No.
That's no, too far.
No, it's already
That's
done.
what I'm here for.
I think
And that's the show, everybody.
Okay.
Wondering where that line was. There it is.
GeekGrindCoffee.com, Geek Nation, 20% off. Good stuff. Love it. Back to you.
You almost got through it. You almost got
I
through it.
knew
straight
they
face.
were
You
gonna
almost
mess
did. I
with
knew
it.
they were
It
going to
was
throw
sound
you. I
different
knew. I said, don't look at them. They're going to throw you.
I didn't look. It was the hearing.
I apologize for nothing.
I had like so much more to say, but that's all right. Next time.
Tune in next week for our plug.
Hey, you know
Stay
what?
for the
Let's
show.
be honest. That's why some people tune into Critical Role, at least at the beginning.
Just for the plugs. Just
Oh
for
my
the
goodness.
plugs.
At this point, I never know what you two are going to do, and I'm honestly intrigued and also terrified.
That was
So
on the
next
fly.
time I'm going to play
I
it
didn't
off
write that
other
one.
people. I'm going to play it
Yeah,
off
we're gonna
other
have audience participation next time.
Yeah, because
That'll
these have
be
been not charged enough. We need a little bit more tension.
No, the
All
sad
these
thing
plugs.
is like my coffee has skull and crossbones on it.
Hey,
Go hunt, kill skulls.
it's just that strong.
Very cathartic.
Yeah, let's kick
Oh,
off the
well,
video.
thank you. I guess, yeah, let's kick off
Yeah.
this show.
And we're back.
All right, so let's get tonight's session going, which is based off of what took place last week, where our merry crew stopped at the town of Mudstream Mine to, by their intent, was just restock with water and such, having cleaned off their deck from some dead ramps that they had killed in an earlier episode. But it actually turned into a cry for help, as they were hired to investigate a mine that had undead within. And investigate they did. And learned a lot about themselves. Like, how easily can they get to a corrupted level?
I don't know what you're talking
So,
about.
Yeah.
yeah, not everybody. Some
Not
are still learning. So going into the mine, they found a series of undead with a strange purplish glow. And that also packed a bit of a punch in both physical damage as well as spiritual damage. Making their way through these undead, they eventually found a void witch who they managed to rally in no time flat, destroy. I was very short lived. Took out the void witch, and then upon which the rest of the undead that were still upright collapsed into an immobile form. Within, they found a crypt that was used by the mining village to bury their dead, and a little exit that went back out to the village place. Recovering from the effects of the fight, was a little different for each person. Some affected more than others. And the conversation turned to what to do about this discovery, and that a glowing stone called netherrock was uncovered within the mine, and it is suspected to be the catalyst for the risen dead. So at the very tail end of the session, if you want to know more, go watch it, it's like 3 hours and 52 minutes within there somewhere. It's a long session, I realized.
There's a lot of fighting.
It's a meaty
Mhm.
one.
It was a lot, and in the first 30 minutes too, I realized we were doing some player stuff, talking about our characters and such. So, but at the tail end of the argument arose on exactly how to deal with this particular mine. Should it be collapsed? Should it be left alone? What have you? And Lexi and Val had strong words with each other, resulting in Val storming off into the night to either directly address the individual that hired him, or to wait, but really just disengage from that conversation as he had enough of Lexi's berating, I guess I would say.
Berating. I was just
I don't have
passionate.
this scripted. I'm just kind of, as it comes to my head, the words are coming out. So, but that's where we're at. So we find Lexi kind of standing angrily, staring off at Val as he's walking deeper into the mining village. Lorna sitting on the ground, arms folded across her legs. Wynn stroking her hair. Cattell and Cedric were arriving during all of this stuff, having done some more investigation. We're just kind of coming out to this, and I don't really have, because of the conversation was going place, really what they were doing at the conclusion of last night. So we'll start with that, since they're kind of coming out to this whole event occurring and hearing this argument.
Well, she was actually Cattell was talking.
I know, but I can't remember exactly. That's why I just.
I was sitting kind of next to Lorna and just giving her, some space, but friendly vibe thing.
There.
Because she seems to be a little out of sorts.
I think you are too, weren't you?
Cattell's-
Pretty corrupted.
Yeah, but I think she's handling it a little bit better.
Okay.
And she
was also
like, oh my gosh.
And we can only see Cedric's eyes, so
right.
He falls to the ground in a fetal position.
Oh my goodness, the day that happens, we're all gonna just
probably.
Tonight's episode, when Cedric cries.
This is too much effort.
It's dust. It's not even water.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little puff
Yeah,
cloud.
just like a
It's
light
not even
dandruff
dust. It's ash.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And so
Sorry, I went
what
to-
time of night was it again? It was like midnight-ish, right?
Yeah, it's around midnight.
Okay.
Val
All
could
right.
tell you he has a watch, but he took off on you, so.
Mad at me. He's mad. I'm the only one with the lantern too, right?
But
That is correct.
There's the aurora and stuff.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Outside,
It was a
yes,
clear
outside
night
it's
still.
a-
Okay.
yeah.
I just want to
Outside
make
it's
sure.
light.
Alrighty.
Is anyone going to go after him?
He doesn't want me to go after him. I'm the reason why he stormed off. And I wasn't done talking.
Maybe then you should go after him.
I don't know if that would be wise.
Hmm.
You might not have an engineer after it.
That would be bad, all things considered.
But he'll cool off. I believe.
Hmm.
I think it all depends on what we find out from the gentleman that he entered the accord with.
I'm a little confused by his response in the cave. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Did it take you by surprise?
Yes and no. He's a very hard one to read at times, but this time I kind of was surprised. I'd have to say I was kind of surprised on this one. How, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't even him that said to collapse the cave at first. So it was actually Lorna, but it's just, I just felt he wasn't thinking of all the other people that this could affect, or the damage that we could cause by just going ahead and doing something like that.
Right. Well, there's that. And also, has he had some, or maybe it's because he hasn't had any encounter. I mean, I've never fought the undead, but
He did seem quite shaken.
well, we need to make a decision. Are we going after him, going to the ship, staying here?
Well, it is late, and I think it would be really good for us, especially Lorna. She's not looking good. Hopefully, Wynn will pick up your spirits, Lorna. It was terrible in there. What happened?
Fine. If you think we have to go after him, we can. I have an accent and I completely forgot I did.
I'm like,
Wow.
oh, it corrupted your
y'all.
accent.
Sorry, I was in my head as Lorna and it did not come out of my mouth. But there we go.
Reset.
Fine.
Wake up. Okay.
Sorry. Wow. It's fine.
You got this.
We can go after him if you want.
Well, even if we were to go talk with him, it's late. We need to rest, and we don't want to disturb the town in the middle of the night with this. It's clear right now, or hopefully it will stay clear.
All right. Seeing as everybody is wounded and we need to rest, and we won't be any good if we don't. So he can do what he wants. Let's go back to the ship.
All right.
So the group starts to make its way back to the ship, and which I forgot how to pronounce.
Well, there's like four different
Yes,
ways
but what
you
was the
could
one that we
say it.
found?
think
I
it was-
know. There's 4 ways
I
to
think it
pronounce
was-
this word.
I think
Tyche's.
Tyche's luck, I think is what we
Fortune.
found.
Tyche was the most
or
popular
fortune.
way of saying it. but
Tyche's fortune.
Tyche.
Tyche.
Well, no, I'm saying, but Tai Chi was also another way you could
Yeah.
do it. and
Right,
there
but it was
another
Tyche.
funky way.
The most,
But
the
I-
ones I found the
Fortune
most
is
of,
the
it was
second
Tyche.
word.
Thank you.
Fortune.
How do you
Well, we were
spell it?
trying to make sure we were saying it right, and you went to
TY.
like all these different sites, and it was pronounced different ways.
Yeah,
was
I had to
like,
teach
okay.
myself Greek people.
So we
Tyche.
apologize if we offend anyone.
Yes,
Yes.
Tai Chi was the #1 way that we found.
It's
to pronounce it.
Tyche.
Yeah.
Tyche.
Yeah.
Oh, like Psyche.
But Tai Chi.
Tyche was one that I'd seen. They did have Tai Chi. They had I can't remember the other one I came across. And what's worse is they had like pronunciation guides on it and stuff too. So like people have done a lot of work on this. Like, here's the pronunciation. I'm like, well, who's right?
Right.
So I've taken it upon myself to build a time machine, go back in time, and hear it
Yeah.
directly from the source. It's the only way to know for sure. So if anybody has any errands you want me to take care of while I'm back there, I can.
Tai
Okay,
Are you sure it's not Tyche?
that was another
That was
pronunciation.
another way. That was the other way it was also said.
Just pick
So
one.
what I did is I started tallying up how many times I heard.
Oh, God, we were
Yeah.
scouring the web and the
Well, just call it the fortune. Okay.
fortune,
The
We're
fortune.
heading back to the ship, guys.
ship, the boat.
What's Val doing?
I'm going back to the building that I spoke with the guy under the tent to see if he's still awake, if there's any movement. Is like a tavern something set up? Maybe there's some people there.
There is the building that you came across. It was just a small, almost like a like an office type used for offices for those that when they're transporting the device, because it's right there by where the Fortune is docked at. Light, you don't see any lights on inside, and it wasn't like a residence, so there was no, like, you wouldn't be sleeping there. There is, in just kind of navigating through the town and such, you came across what would have served as like kind of like a, I don't want to say tavern, more like a drinking hall, but it was quiet both when you went to the mine and as you're making your way through town. It is quiet again, as they doesn't seem like they're into celebrating and whatnot. It's very quiet. But you do see some lights on in some buildings and such, but it's very sparse and quiet.
I just make my way back to the ship then, keeping an eye out, like looking around to see if I see the guy.
Okay.
Just out and about.
Let me roll a perception check for you. Okay. You do not notice him. You don't see him. In fact, you see very few. You don't see really anybody out. It's almost as if they're all hiding in their residence. The rest of you get to the ship first and navigate up the rope ladder up into the ship there, and you see Sakabi. Yeah, Sakabi kind of well.
Well, there's no more undead as far as we know.
Undead?
Oh. Right.
We didn't know what we were up against at this point.
Yeah, there were, well, we sort of did. I talked to the captain. I can't recall exactly how our conversation went and if I mentioned undead, but they were undead and now they're dead.
Deader than dead.
Right.
Sakabi makes some sort of a gesture with his hands. Some sort of a superstitious sign.
Anyway, Val, he'll be back eventually, I suppose. Everyone else is sort of drained, kind of need to get some rest.
He was there to kind of help people get over the side as they climb up the ladder, and when he asks the question, he steps away to give all of you space. Or any of you hurt?
Yes.
I think you look like, who's like actually in physically wounded? Like who's in
I'm not. I'm just spiritually
I think I just
wounded.
got down to bruising, actually. Where's
Okay.
nothing thing?
So yeah, bruising probably you could probably not show too much damage
Just
in that
more
space.
a little tired.
Yeah, I have 5 vitality left before I get to wounded, so.
Okay. So you're actually just tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the bruised category, so I'm a little achy.
Yeah, you're tired and very sore.
Mm.
What do we
I've
see
only
that, by
got
the way?
I only took 3 vitality in that, so okay.
What's that?
I
What
only
do we
took 3
see
vitality.
for bruised and stuff?
You'll see that it's based on how much wound damage you've taken.
Where does it appear, though?
Under the body section.
So you have your physical health where you're negating those points, then your death saves, and then under that is the wound threshold and the categories for each one. So
Gotcha,
like
gotcha.
mine, I'm down to 22, so I'm bruised. I thought I took more. Actually,
I did too, but I guess it was over on the other side that you were really.
Yeah, it was
taking
mostly
beating.
the
Spiritually,
corruption. That's
just
where I was getting knocked
heat.
around.
Yeah.
I took a lot of bigger hits to the vitality, I remember. But I'm not as bad as you.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
you
you
are.
took some sixes, if I remember. A lot of
A
D6s
lot
were
of
happening.
sixes.
Yeah.
A lot of sixes on those D6s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So those who are hurt, go see our medic, our doctor. What do we refer to our person that is on the ship to help us?
I forgot their
Verbana's the
name.
medic. Verbana.
Rabana.
Verbana.
Verbana.
Yep.
Gotcha. I don't think I wrote that down last time. Nope.
I wrote
You
all the
haven't had
stuff
any
down in
interactions with
session
her, so,
0 and
yeah.
lost everything.
All right, Verbana. Gotcha.
Oh,
You did lose, or you wrote it on paper and not in the journal?
I didn't write in my journal, so.
Gotcha.
But I got it now written down so I can add it to my journal.
I was saying, Laura, I know, wrote some stuff down. And did you lose that?
Yeah,
type
I
some
had
stuff up?
in session 0, I had put a bunch of stuff in the journal, and then we switched over, and it was just all gone.
I think
So-
I
Oh,
have
no, I'm
every-
looking at it.
Really? Because I can't
Yeah.
access it if it
Hold on.
doesn't show it to me. I can't even open my
Maybe-
journal.
Maybe it's because of the switch. So let me reset it and see if that fixes it. Okay, refresh your screen, see if that gives it to you.
Ha ha ha! There it is. Cool.
All your words.
All my words. That's good.
Is
All right.
anybody else missing that access? Because I could check it for everyone too.
No, mine is just disorganized. I'd like to at some point organize it, but it won't
Oh,
be-
okay.
I've got 3 separate things going now at this point, so
we can figure it out later.
yeah,
Yep.
we're good.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, I don't need healing since it's only 3 vitality down for me. I'm assuming I get some of that back resting, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I'm just going to go to bed.
While all this conversation is happening, Lorna has made a beeline to the mast, and she's probably already at the top.
Don't you need to be healed? Did
I
you
think
do
she's
any
just
healing?
vitality. I think hers was
Okay.
just vitality for the most
Yeah.
part.
Like,
Patel took
Lorna?
more physical damage than I did.
okay.
I just couldn't heal both, so choices were made.
I
You
frown
made the
as
right
I see her
choice.
scurry up the thing because I feel bad. I'm like, Win, take care of her.
That's what Win does.
Because Win's good.
Wins awesome.
Alrighty.
So- I'll just
I'm-
go to bed.
I'm going to bed.
Okay. Val, by the time you get there, they've all parted ways and are wherever they're heading off to. Sakabi is greets you and helps you over. He's on the watch. Undead, huh?
Undead. And then
And he makes a gesture with his hands again.
I pat his arm and walk by. I go down below and just find a hammock and just pass out.
Okay.
Just avoiding pretty much everyone.
Morning comes, and let me get how much vitality you heal. Oh, I clicked the wrong button.
During the night, can I also attempt to like sew up some of the wounds that I've taken with a
Yeah.
treatment?
Yep, make a treat. Roll.
What a treat!
What a treat.
My rolls are just flying down to a number. Is anyone else seeing that or no?
I'm not seeing any rolls. Oh,
I
but
didn't see
that's
a roll
good.
I saw that one.
I mean, I see the number, but I didn't actually see the roll.
Yeah, same here.
I saw the roll.
This happened last game too. Just like a little limp.
Oh, you mean you roll like you're not rolling strong and
I didn't even
aggressive?
see the,
Yeah, no.
the die go across.
I
Nothing.
found I'm a violent roller with my real dice. I go, I just throw it, man.
Do you have
Especially
like,
when you're mad at him for not performing.
big, huge
You're like,
box with like
"Oh."
3 foot sides just so that way it doesn't bounce out? And
I
end up finding it?
have thrown dice across this room on accident because I'm a violent thrower.
I've done it
Accident.
deliberately.
There have been a couple of deliberate fucks.
I would like a little cannon I can put my dice in. And just shoot them into a container. That's the kind of force I want behind my dice.
A cork gun.
Yeah, that'd be
All
cool.
right.
What are we getting?
I am looking. I've got how you can heal attribute damage,
Oh, shoot.
but that's not what you're looking for.
I'm also, I'm sending you some DMs on Zoom.
All this whispering behind the scenes.
I know, right?
I know, and
I'm
it's pulling me away
jealous.
from looking stuff up too. So I was like, I have to answer
Sorry.
that, and I'm like, wait, what?
I'm gonna start sending stuff to Lorna and Cattell. We're gonna have our
Wow,
little
we'll
conversation.
have a little girl group.
Welcome to Whisper Party,
Yeah, it's like, nobody knows what's going on.
right?
The stream is just a bunch of typing.
That's just all staring down and reading.
Yeah, typing and
Yeah.
laughing and typing
Yeah,
and
chat.
laughing.
If you could see what I was typing, oh boy. I bet you'd be pretty excited about it.
All right, you recover 1 vitality point per character level for a night's rest.
And we're
Um,
2. So okay.
yeah,
Oh.
and you're 2. Let me
Okay.
make sure that I don't have any kind of extra things that could kick in there.
What about spiritual? A good night's rest raises
And
the
mental,
spirits.
considering I have
All of
damage in
your
both
yeah,
of them.
mental.
your vitality, composure, and spirit damage all recover at that same pace. So it's 2 points per level across the board. So all of that
Okay.
just comes with just rest and relaxation. If it's wound points, stress points, and or wound, stress, and corruption, those take a little longer and have different rules applied.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Okay.
so are we putting those points into vitality or wound? Do we have to go back up the threshold or does it skip?
You can skip, so you can actually still be wounded, but because vitality is more of like your like fatigue, or it's just your energy level. So you can get out of the good night's sleep, and that starts coming back, and you start getting back on your feet. But the other one that's more like healing, unless you're having magical healing involved, and then in which case
Okay.
then it can go directly to wounds because that's magical healing.
So she's wounded though right now, technically.
Yes, yeah, she's
So,
bruised.
mm,
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm bruised. So I get 2 in my vitality, not my wound.
that's what I'm checking for the wound part now.
Okay.
Now it's for
And the same
vitality.
thing for spiritual health. For,
And
more
mental.
than
Yeah,
one of us.
you can do 2 to the vitality. Each one that can go up by 2.
Nobody moved into stressed for mental health, right?
I know.
1 point. It's 1 point per night of rest. Period.
Or if you're
wounded.
wound,
For the
stress, or
for
corruption.
wounded, no, just for wounded.
Oh, just
So
for
that's
wounded.
physical. And then for spiritual, you have to have some it's more cathartic. You have to experience something that can again bring your spirits up to affect your corruption levels. Either get blessed, go to a church if you're religious and have yourself cleansed there. It's I can't get too deep in a group
So
on
we
your specific
like-
characters. So
Right.
we need like a holy bath.
Yeah.
Let's have this be a hot springs episode.
Hey.
I did
To the
not
spa,
bring
everyone.
that up. Thank you.
it's a spa
I'll be
day.
right back.
So each of us is going to develop that individually. So are you going to let us know privately how much we
Yeah.
got back, or?
Yeah, just for sake of what's going on, we'll say 1 point just in general for everybody, just like the wound points, but then we'll get into the specifics once we start fleshing out
Cool.
your intrinsic feelings.
Okay. So
Um,
2 points for vitality, 1 point for wound. Is that what I'm
1 point
understanding?
for wound, 1 point for corruption.
And I get all
What
my
about-
essences back, correct?
Yes, and all essence restored.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that.
I think
I'm glad you said that because I totally forgot.
So let me recap that. All essence restored. 2 points of vitality back, 2 points of composure back, 2 points of spirit back.
Yay!
1 point of wound, 1 point of stress, 1 point of corruption.
Oh, so
Okay.
I still get my 2 points of spirit even and 1 point to corruption
Correct.
to raise up, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down 2 points of stress, but I don't remember why.
I noticed that too. I don't know what's going on. So just put it in there. I don't remember you taking stress damage.
I'm the
Yeah,
only
don't
one I
remember
think
that.
who took
I'm just
it.
gonna-
So maybe
I
it
took
was
stress
clicked in the wrong
damage.
field or something. I know
Yeah.
everybody like took composure damage. Some of you took composure damage, but Cedric
Right,
didn't even
yeah.
take that.
Plus, he's already dead.
Uh,
No sweat off his back.
And when do we get edge points?
When did you
back?
die?
at level, I think. Right?
You were bur-
Edge points come at level.
Yes.
Sorry, viewers. I know this is hacking and coughing, but it's a new system and we're still figuring it out. So bear with us.
Because we were
Sorry.
burning
Growing
edge points like
pains.
crazy last
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
I did not.
I
Edge does
was.
not recover until level. Right.
Okay.
I
All right.
burned
Fun,
free.
fun.
Think I got it.
All
All
right.
right. Can uh-oh. Did the stream pause for anybody else?
Nope.
Okay,
Mm.
that's just me. Okay. I don't know. Where are we going?
Well, you wake up there in the crow's nest. So
Yes.
where are you going?
I'd like to look down. Lorna really wakes up and the entire night, Wynn has been curled up just like against her chest, like teddy bear style. Okay. So she's got probably tail in her mouth practically at this point.
Nom nom. Green fur
it's the
for
worst.
breakfast.
She's gonna stand up and look over the edge of the mast and see if anyone is on deck.
You do see Zev is on deck, having taken over the watch somewhere during the night, and but he's working on rigging and things like. He just seems to be down there working quietly.
Oh.
Although
We're
he's
also
still
on deck.
laughing. You still see him like chuckle to himself.
Dude has his own comedy show going on in his head.
Yeah.
I just keep expecting to hear Scar singing in the background.
I've also been on deck.
Now that's
Thank
in
you
my
for
head.
that earworm.
Oh, Cedric is also on deck.
Okay. I'm gonna come down and walk over to Cedric. Are you all right? Sorry, I couldn't help much yesterday. Was anybody else hurt?
Cattell.
Right. Did she go to the doctor?
I don't know.
Right.
I
should
can go look.
It's all right. I should probably go see if I can find her. Thanks. Are you sure you're all right? You took a lot of hits.
Oh, was I able to recover anything with the treat?
Yes. Sorry, I forgot that you rolled that and you were successful, so that was a four.
I will finish mending myself later.
just imagining him like just
Just sewing.
like an
Whistle
old
while you
grandma
work.
tatting or something.
I mean, we didn't talk about it, but that's exactly what he was doing after everyone went below deck.
Oh my god.
he sat at the front of the ship like with his legs over the side and was like, oh.
Sewing some pretty patterns into his flesh. Embroidery.
Cedric.
Who needs tattoos when you can sew it in?
Or find out
He's a
that someplace
patchwork
gonna
quilt.
accidentally sew himself to like the sail or something. And
Ah,
Just stuck up there.
How exactly do you do that? Mend yourself. I mean, I heal a little, not much.
He opens his jacket, sticks his hand in, looks at you, pulls out a doctor's kit, puts it back in.
All right. Well, if you need any other help, just ask. All right. And she's gonna turn around and start just walking really awkwardly. And she's gonna look at Wynn, who's, here on her. He's a really odd one, isn't he?
He's still just watching you.
I just imagine Wynn turns around and
Lynn's
looks
like,
at you.
yeah, Lynn just turned like over her shoulder, looking back at you as they're walking away.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down below and I guess try to find Cattell.
Where is Cattell when she wakes up?
She is probably by her stuff. I imagine she has in a corner, has her scarf kind of draped over her head, and is just scribbling notes into her journal.
Steve, was that 4 with the other thing that I messaged you about, by the way? The last thing.
Great.
Well, I had multiple messages, so I had to find yours.
Yeah, I'll just repaste.
Gotcha.
I'm always
see it.
like scrolling real fast, trying to find past things.
Lorna, you head to where Cattell is, where she tends to, her area of the ship, and you faintly hear this like scribbling noise, and that's all you hear.
Excuse me, Cattell.
Yeah.
Cedric said you were a bit hurt last night.
Oh, a little bit.
I was a bit out of sorts, and I didn't have much left when we got back. But I could help out a bit now if you want.
Oh. I don't want to tap into your resources unnecessarily.
Well, unless you think we're going to be fighting more undead, I don't think I'm going to need them that much.
That's fair. If you want to, they're just bruises. It is uncomfortable, but not anything I'm unused to.
I'm assuming I can see the bruises. Like, she looks bad enough where I would be able to see it.
She's got herself covered up though, so outside of just
like unless it got smashed in the face.
Yeah, and she didn't. Yeah, that didn't happen. I recall. So no, she yeah, she looks tired. But not only being that hurt out there. It's not like she's like got bones sticking out or anything like that. It's just she just looks like almost like she just had a rough night out partying or something versus like fighting with the undead.
Right. She was partying with the undead. What?
Yeah, was teaching them some dance moves.
Watch last week's episode to learn more.
She was all matrixy there for a while again.
Yeah, and then I got tired.
Yeah, and you got tired.
So I'm seeing here that restoring removes the battered condition, but I don't see battered anywhere here. Is that like bruised?
Yeah, so restored for the conditions and such. That's not those physical conditions because that's actual damage. Those are more like the ones of like shaken or dazzled or fatigued or sickened or things like think more of like conditions that get placed on you based on different types of
Got
attacks.
it.
Restore can
Okay.
clear those off. This one here is um, you can well, I mean, actually, so if you keep looking down, it's going to be somewhere in that 1d2 points where the same for physical attribute damage. Same,
Yeah.
yeah, that would land in that space. So
But if
1d2.
I use cure, that would just take care of.
It does a little bit as well. If you do cure, that's specifically really designed for vitality points, but for
Yeah.
every die that's involved is a wound point. So since you have 1d8, it'd be 1 wound point plus 1d8 towards your vitality if you're shooting
Yes,
for that.
that's what I'm going for.
Okay. So it's
Um,
1d8 plus your arcana level,
Okay.
which is 2.
And so Catel's just isn't Catel kneeling in front of like
Probably
writing
just
or
yeah,
sitting or
just
whatever?
maybe Indian style crisscross applesauce, and kind of wedged in a corner.
Okay. I don't think I have to touch you to do this. It doesn't say that. Lauren's just gonna glance at.
Yeah, to cure you do have to touch because you spend a point of essence to touch a target and
Oh,
blah 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 blah.
I missed that. Okay, I'm gonna reach forward and just tentatively touch her on the shoulder and cast cure. So let's see how well this goes. Oh, hey, there you go.
That's pretty good.
That's real good. Plus a
Hey,
point
look,
of wound
guys.
damage as well.
That
Now
So
So
guys
9
like me.
vitality plus 1 wound.
awesome. I'm no longer wounded.
Hey, nice.
What? Look at that.
Meow.
Catal just smiles. You know, I actually kind of miss having a healer around.
Doctor really that bad?
Oh, I've not actually ever seen or like gone to the doctor. I'm just used to having a healer whenever I need it.
They can come in handy. I'm not as skilled as I could be, I suppose, but others, I can help out in a pinch.
And you did. Thank you. I was in a little bit of trouble in the cave the other day.
Why
Not
did you do that?
physically, but do what?
You jumped right into the middle of them. We could have, I don't know.
Died?
Yeah.
I guess I'm just used to it. After I left home, I worked at an inn for a while and sort of ran into an individual who sort of changed the course of my life. And his father taught me to fight. I fought him. And then an unofficial member of a city guard, sort of. And then I went off to do other things. So lots of practice, I guess, of running around, dodging, especially him. Didn't want to get hit by him.
It's fair enough.
Yeah.
My brothers were both bigger than me and are bigger than me. And
He was huge. Is huge, I guess.
but that doesn't actually answer my question. Why did you just jump into the middle of them all?
Because I did it for him. And I guess it's become a habit. Guess I never really took a moment to consider.
You might want to think about considering a little bit more next time.
Maybe. I'm a little more used to having someone my back. And I guess I sort of just assumed that that would be the case. I mean, Cedric in the end ended up being that person and then you quickly after. But when I've been in battle in the past, it was as a unit and everybody stuck together. And being surrounded meant you were also surrounding the enemy. So I guess I'm not used to being with people who aren't sure of themselves. And that's also, I think, partly why I did it.
I'm sorry I couldn't help more. My shots were a bit off. You're really a
Yeah.
better shot than that. It's been a while.
That's fair. I mean, I ended up getting myself into a little bit of trouble there. But that's on me.
Maybe we shouldn't fight in mines anymore. It's a lot easier to get surrounded and boxed in.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm used to like sewers and crypts and city streets and alleys and things like that. But the cave was new and definitely more difficult.
Kind of similar to a sewer, though. I
A
mean,
little bit. Except
the narrow end.
you know, there was definitely a lack of smell in the cave. I mean, I guess there was a smell, but it was a very different sort of smell.
I'd
But,
say that those creatures smelled pretty awful, personally, but
I
that was
mean,
just me. I also hugged one, so I
I
wouldn't
thought
recommend
about
that.
that.
you hug what? So, question back to you then. Why would you hug a zombie?
Well, the arrows weren't working, and I knew some of the magic would. It heals you, but it hurts others, especially
Huh.
undead. They
I
don't
didn't
like the
know
good.
that. That makes sense.
It's not exactly the best plan, but some have done it before. If you have to get in close, it's worth a shot.
Right. And being that we were forced into close proximity, I suppose it would be easier than having to shoot something that close.
Also, hitting with the sword didn't really work either, so I was running out of options.
Right. Are you all right? You seemed disconcerted afterwards. And it didn't seem like it was really the undead specifically.
I don't like being helpless. Yes, it was partly that. Partly just everything. It was very overwhelming, all of it. And then when there's quiet and you two headed off, that didn't really help that much.
You helped me.
I should have been a bit wiser with how I used my strengths and maybe not run in. We could have drawn them out. It was a clear kill box if we just kept them coming through the one alley.
True. Though I wonder if we would have encountered the Void Witch, which in the end became the catalyst of the situation. And who knows how many undead there would have been. They just kept coming. And I'm not sure from where. Though you have a point. We need, I think, to all be wiser.
Lexi
And-
could have just set the whole thing on fire. Maybe.
Yeah.
Do that.
I haven't seen her do it, but I believe she very well probably could have. Hindsight.
Was Lexi hurt? Should I go?
I'm not sure where she is. She's probably in the engine room. That's kind of her space. we all kind of have our spots.
Can I ask you another question?
Sure.
You mentioned yesterday on the deck that you were trained by an Astamare. Is that who you didn't want to get hit by?
His father's the one who trained me, and he was the one I didn't want to get hit by, his son. He was a troublemaker, and after I sort of taught him a lesson when he came into my inn causing trouble, his father came for me and made me his sparring partner, and that's where I learned how to fight.
So the father or the son? I'm sorry.
The father taught me, the son was my sparring partner. He's intended to take over for his father once his father retires, so he needed someone who could fight back and wouldn't be afraid to fight back.
And did they teach you to do what you do with the armor and
Oh,
weapons?
no. I discovered that ability a long time ago before I left home.
It's useful.
Yeah,
And it looks amazing.
a little more flashy than I care for, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't really like drawing attention to myself, but it's really the only way to access it.
Well, seems to do the job.
It does.
Are you an Astamare as well?
No, I'm not. The only Asamir I know of are the two I worked with, and then there were a group, I think, that sometimes visited my village. I'm not really sure. I wasn't too involved with anyone back then.
That's fair. I guess I'd better go see what's about to happen. I think Val's probably about to lose it at someone, either Lexley or the foreman or whatever he's called who runs here.
Yeah, we probably should go up there just to keep an eye on things, I guess.
Were they talking about blowing up the entire mountain last night?
I don't think they intended the entire mountain. I think that they were both talking about the cave, and for some reason they were misunderstanding that they were talking about the same thing. I know Lexi was definitely more concerned about the safety issues than Val seemed to be, but I think they were both talking about just that cave.
Probably for the
But-
best. I don't think blowing up the entire mountain would be in anyone's interest.
No. But I guess I'll head up, keep an eye on things, and see what happens.
Well, it was pretty quiet up there when I left a few minutes ago. If you
Hopefully
need
it
to finish
stays
something,
that way.
I can
Oh,
holler down if you need.
I'm pretty much finished. I was just sketching some notes.
All right. I'm just gonna, she just awkwardly turns around.
And I'll kind of
Alright.
close up my stuff and start heading up to the deck.
Okay. We'll go to Val. What are you doing
Uh-oh.
when you get up?
What's that?
What are you doing when you get up?
Would I have waken up before Lexi?
Who's the early riser
Probably.
between you two?
Just yeah, probably.
Are you
would've.
avoiding me?
I,
Locks you in the engine room.
well, yes,
You can't get out.
yes, that no.
Let me out.
I would have visited Rodgat for her favorite breakfast and bring it to her as usual, but set it aside quietly and leave as like
What
a
is
peace offering.
Lexi's favorite breakfast?
I don't know what
Is it the
does-
goblin brew that he makes? Coffee?
Ooh, a goblin.
Geek Nation? Just kidding.
Ooh. Mm.
I'm out.
Shameless plug right there, folks.
I see somebody doing a future ad.
Please, somebody cosplay Rocket.
It might not be mates, but it's good.
This is true guerrilla
Sure.
advertising.
You can make a broth out of it and then put meat in it.
Oh.
There you go.
No.
I'm not saying I recommend it.
You should try the cold brew.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's just like an advanced keto diet, you know. That's all it is right now.
Rockin' has a future.
But I'll do that.
All
then
right, so you
when I
get
head
her.
to town. Yeah.
All right, and then you head into the mining village. Okay. Anywhere particular you're heading?
Just retracing the steps, looking for that foreman.
Okay.
Less urgency, more relaxed today.
He's not trying to save Lexi's ass again. You know, it's
She's asleep. I feel that she's not getting any trouble with this way, so
he did something
He spiked
to the
your
cold
yeah.
brew.
He spiked your drink.
I was like, drink and I'm out again.
So as you come up to the upper deck, you see Cedric is there. Doing what? I'm not sure. Since Lorna departed, what is he up to up there? And you're muted, so whatever it is a secret.
Probably just like standing and watching the dog person work, or wolf person work.
Okay. You
laugh to
see
themselves.
Val comes up to the deck. I don't know. Do you acknowledge him, or you just head off the
I
ship?
look at him.
Does Val acknowledge Cedric anyway? Or?
yeah, he doesn't wear a hat, but he tips his head. Morning. Feeling better. Good. And I keep walking.
I just watch him go. And I look back at the dog person.
How does this dog person feel about this? Oh my goodness.
He hasn't noticed him, so yeah, because they're down farther down, so they haven't looked up to see this
Got
figure
it. So
staring
Zev
at him.
is unaware he's being
Yep.
watched.
Yeah,
unaware.
fucking them.
Where's Lorna heading after her conversation with Cattell?
She's just going on deck because she doesn't know really where else to go, and she's gonna rummage in that pack that she got from Lexi's friend and dig out an apple, and probably just go sit on or lean on like the edge of the ship, and if she
Stare at the
notices
dock
where
worker.
Cedric is looking, she's gonna like watch as well for a second, trying to figure out what is so fascinating.
Nothing in particular, really, because this person is not. It seems they're kind of very reluctantly doing work that needs to get done and such, but just doesn't seem to be like going about it in any with any efficiency.
She's gonna point out the person to Lynn. What do you think?
He looks over.
Sad.
He points down at him.
Crewmate.
Is it actually one of our crewmates, or is it just a random person from the city?
Oh, it's just a random person.
Oh,
Zev's
never mind.
on deck. Oh, you
That's-
said dock
that's a-
worker.
No, I said dog person.
Dog
person.
person. I heard dock worker as well. I was
Oh.
He's
Sorry.
talking about
okay.
Zed or
Zev?
Zev.
Zev.
Okay.
I
well,
think
it
I
can be-
think my
it can be-
question still stands directed at
Yeah,
women.
Yeah.
but
No.
Cedric can overhear me.
Let's have
Oh.
him looking at the dock person instead.
Okay, because I'll say Zev
Dock-
is working.
Dock worker.
is
dog
working hard,
person.
Okay.
Okay. So looking at the dock worker, Cedric.
Slow. Inefficient.
Why do you care?
I don't know.
Did you want to hurry him along? All right then. What do you think about that one?
Which one? Dog person?
The dog person.
Strange.
I think he's laughing at.
I don't know.
I know she's share. About everyone in the crew could use with a good laugh right now. Suppose it might not be funny to the rest of us.
Way to start, Lexi.
Not 4. Oh no.
I don't know. I guess I'll never know.
Why do you want to laugh?
Well, I mean, everyone's spirits are a bit down on, are they not?
He looks around. Is there anyone else to look at?
Outside, yeah, you see some. So there's some. You see that there's some other people kind of milling about. But the closest one is the one that's over by the ship, working with goods and such.
He looks at you, Lorna.
Are your spirits down?
I suppose a bit. I mean, I have Win. She tells the funniest jokes. Probably wouldn't make sense to you though.
He looks at Win.
What is that?
That's Win.
He looks at you. He looks back to Win.
Can it talk?
Yes.
Does it tell these jokes?
Hi.
He nods his head. He leans back a little bit.
Good.
And he looks back down at the dock worker.
I find it quite odd that we're the two normal ones in this crew.
So
He
And
sad.
And she actually says that. Oh, I forgot what my languages are. In a different language. Crud.
I know which one.
I assumed, yes, it's the one I'm thinking of, but I all of a sudden panicked and was like, do I have that one? Yes, it is. Okay. Do I have to say what it is, or do I just say that
Oh, you could just say it. Nobody in the group knows that language because I know which one it is.
Where are my languages?
That's a great question. I'm looking as well.
It's Pig Latin.
Used to be somewhere.
It's
No.
under
I thought it was in
That's
abilities.
weird. Yeah, it is on abilities. It's in that top section there, but I just looked and it's not there. I'll fix it on
Mine
the
are
end.
there.
Oh, I found
Mine
it.
are there too.
Yeah, I think I just lost interest when I got to the rest of the group.
That's the boring stuff.
So, is it Sylvan that I'm thinking of, DM?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And now you got it.
Sorry, second
Yeah.
Now
guessing
you have
myself.
it. Now you can start speaking it. It's legit.
Yep. Now you can talk.
Oh, do I have to refresh that, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, she says that in Sylvan to win.
And what was it you said again? So.
Something to the effect of,
They're the only normal ones.
how's it that we're the most normal in this entire crew? Something like that.
Oh, go figure. Squeaky, squeaky, squeak.
Cedric looks up.
I'll say if they're both going squeaky, squeaky, squeak back and forth to each other, they're gonna get smacked.
That's what Sylvan sounds like, guys. Sorry.
Apparently, the language has devolved greatly since it arrived here.
I apologize to all my professors that I wrote actual essays about the Elvish language. I'm sorry.
It's just the Latin form of
It's just a
Sylvan.
dialect. Yeah, it's a
there we go.
dialect. Yeah, it's okay. In the noble houses, they still use real words.
And then I'll go back to. I'm actually going to be watching the dog guy. I can't think of his name right now.
Zev?
Zev. Yeah. I'm just going to be watching him.
Okay, he's working hard. He's just he just kind of chuckles occasionally to himself and goes about his business. Totally messed up my screen. Sorry. Okay. So Lexi's sleeping in.
Apparently so.
So Val,
Yes.
once you get down on the ship and you're walking just along that loading area, you do see the boy that was in the building there when you first arrived in it. You see him nearby. You do not see what's his name? Jarrer. You do not see him yet.
I stopped the boy and asked him and Taryn where he is.
Give me a persuasion, just because he didn't like you.
Not Val. Come on.
Join the club.
Oh, they're like spun on the corner.
Hold on a second, because my screen cut off that part. 14. Okay. He points at a some permanent structures that are a couple bridges over. He points in that direction.
All right. I thank him and head that direction.
Okay. So, sorry, my notes dropped off. So you head over in that direction, and you do see Jar there talking with another individual, let's say this very thick bearded fellow is about 3.5 feet tall. Looks that they're having some sort of a discussion, and then he.
Well, can I slow up real quick before I get there and try to eavesdrop?
Perception.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, I was lucky that bounced back.
So, Jar is talking to his if we relocate over to further down, maybe 100 yards, 200 yards, what do you think our chances are of continuing on? And the smaller individual says, I'll do my best, but without Odin here, I can't promise anything. It's like, all right, very well, very well. But it looks like they're talking about maybe opening another, like moving away from this particular area.
Okay. Then I'll approach.
All right. She come up, he stops, and he pats the shorter fellow on the shoulder there and kind of gives him a nod, and he saunters away. He looks at you with hope in his eyes. What news?
Could we
When
speak in private, please? Perhaps your office.
absolutely yes. And he opens the door. When we didn't see you in the morning, we feared the worst. But one of the crewmen were spotted, and we figured you just rested on your ship. And he walks in and motions for you to sit in a chair. Can I get you something to drink?
Thank you, but no.
So he sits across from you.
You primarily mine silver for Petra, correct?
Yes.
Have you shipped them any other minerals aside from silver?
We struck an iron vein a few years back. They were content with that, but our cord is for silver, and so that's what we focus on with.
Does he seem like he's on the up and up when he's saying that stuff, or is he hiding something?
Well, let me make a roll for you, and I'll tell you. Let's see, Val. Yeah, from what you've asked him, he seems like he's giving you honest answers.
You're in danger here. No matter how far you go to mine, this is a bad place.
Oh, clearly, it's just some reason the undead are here. Don't even know why.
Has he paid me the money yet, or is it still
No,
in his hands?
still in his hands.
Petra has abandoned you. Keep your money. Go somewhere else. Let them just assume you're dead. Go live in freedom. You stay here, you'll die.
Are you from Petra?
Aye.
Then you know there's nowhere you could run from the guilds.
Yet they send
We have
no
an
help.
accord. We have an accord.
If you stay here, you'll die.
If we leave here, we'll die. We have an accord.
We found a hag in the mines.
What do you mean a hag?
She was the source of the undead attacks. We managed to put her down, but who knows if there's not more.
Blessings be that you were able to put her down then.
But
That is a relief.
when we leave, and one comes back, you're on your own.
The individual you saw me speaking with, Micah, he's our he's our head engineer now, although he wasn't originally. But I was discussing possibly moving the mines further away down the cliffside, and maybe we can uncover some new veins, but get away from this particular area.
There's no guarantee that what you find could create the same result as this last mine. I suggest that you collapse it, the old one.
What is exactly? But you said the hag was the cause, and she's dead.
I fear that if you leave it open, more will arrive. Something is drawing things there.
Well, we can certainly collapse it. The only thing that's really near that area is some dry mines in the crypt. We could certainly rebuild another one further away.
I have said what I've come to say. Keep your money. I stand up to leave.
So he seems leaning down the desk there, and he pulls out several pouches or bags, really, of what sounds like coin. We had an accord.
And that mind is clear.
And
I
this
cannot
is your
guarantee.
Pay.
All right. I take it.
Okay.
Muttering, stubborn bastards that leave.
He hears you and he goes and wakes up his dragon. I'll show you. All right. So you are carrying these very heavy bags, which is probably like of a very high currency considering that it's just a couple bags and it's 350 gil that you're carrying in them. Back to the ship.
Yep.
If I see Val's not sure what to do with these bags while he has to climb back up.
I'm sure I can put them over my shoulder or I'll toss them.
He's got a really great aim. So as you're you get back to the ship, and you're kind of securing them over so you can climb up with them. You see Lorna and Cedric they're kind of looking out, at what everything's going on. They notice you approaching and are looking your way. Cattell is where by this time?
I'm probably up on deck at this point since that's where I was intending to go after my conversation with Lorna.
Okay.
Cedric.
So
Cedric points at Val approaching next to Lorna.
I join the others.
Well, you're on your way back there, and they're watching you. Lorna, Cattell, Cedric, make a perception check.
Perception.
They all remember where things
Perception.
are.
Ooh.
What?
Dang.
Holy cow, Cedric!
Cedric's
I
I was gonna say,
There's
Cattell
all
and
the
Lorna
girls.
did pretty darn good, and I was like going, okay, I'm impressed. And he pulls out a 44. I'm like, holy
He's got
cow.
like binoculars in his eyes.
His eyes just glow. I see through the mountain. All of you notice as you're watching Val, because he's coming towards the ship, and you see he's at the ladder. He's kind of securing stuff up. Is you hear like this? It's not really a noise as much as like a feeling, like a bass beat of like a, thump. And you see a purplish flash up at the mine that you were at the night before.
Yeah, Cedric's head snaps over. He grips his rapier and crossbow.
There was a purple flash.
Of light, yes.
Morse code.
Yeah, he
And then more like just like a thump noise that you
It doesn't
felt
sound
more than her here.
So it's not like the sound of a bunch of rocks falling in on each other. It's just a one beat.
Just one beat.
he then Cedric's head whips over to Lorna, looks at her with earnest.
That doesn't look good.
He looks at Cattell, and then he hops over the side of the ship.
I follow him.
Well, Val, you see this as you're getting your things secure and you're about to hoist up, and you see them coming down.
Like in those Chinese movies where they just float.
Yeah. Guide wires.
I'm gonna whisper to Wynn very quickly. Perhaps go find the captain and Lexi and anyone else.
So Wind darts off.
And then I'm, with a groan, gonna follow. How far away is the mine to where our ship is?
From
Like,
where the ship is at, because you had to kind of cross over and different bridges and stuff and make your way up to it. It's about distance-wise, probably 100 yards or so.
all right. Yeah, I'll follow them.
All right, Val, what you got going on as you're seeing them come down rather
Ask.
rapidly?
What's going on?
Purple light. A flash. Just call it to him. We're gonna go check it out.
Yeah. Cedric's like anime shuffling away, hands on weapon.
Perhaps
Not to run.
remember, we don't have to necessarily just rush right. Never mind. Suppose I ought to offer some backup. I sent Wynn to find the captain, and then she runs off after the other two.
I continue taking the 350 gil to the captain and tell him what's going on.
I just
All right.
imagine Wynn jumping up and down on his desk trying to communicate.
With all 4 hands. Wake up, man! All right, let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll find out what's going on. So,
Da-da-da-da.
Okay.
5 minutes, and
Meanwhile, at the mine, just
It's a raid.
a steady bass line coming out.
Cattell does teach them how to dance.
All right, be right back, guys.